Hey, what's up, fantasy managers? This is week 3 player reaction episode. Tyler will share how his team smashed this week. Then he'll throw it in my face that my team crashed this week. If you want to see my embarrassment, stick around for 7 seconds.
You can do it!
What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Third Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard youth, and welcome at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today's episode, it is our breaking news / Jason Smash and Crash episode. We're going to go over all the huge failures, which were on Jason's team mostly. And every single smash, Jason, was almost on my team. I am going to score a record over 200 fantasy points in a half PPR league. Dude, the person I'm going against, Ashley, she was on the show as a guest once. She scored like 125 points, Jason, and I am going to beat her by like 100 points.
You normally get a win when you get to 125, but
No,
not lose by 100.
Also, in the works, hey, Jason, there was a trade today. Real fast, what was that trade? It was
okay.
Justin Fields and...
Was it Christian? Oh, Deebo Samuel.
Justin Fields and Deebo Samuel for...
Tua and Christian Kirk.
And who do we side with?
Deebo.
Yeah. I mean, Debo's coming off hot, and Ayuk, when he's healthy, I mean, that offense has a lot of weapons, but still, dude, give me that. I know that Tua is hot, but that Tua owner was also a, what's his name?
Josh Allen owner.
Josh Allen owner. So if you, again...
Tua was on the bench.
So again, this is the time of year you can start cashing in on those backup quarterbacks. So there you go. Also, Jason, before we get into all of that, I don't know why I said also, would you please tell the public how they can help this show?
Yeah, if you guys made it this far, if you could please hit the subscribe, press the like, we like the likes, and leave us a comment. Give us some interaction. We love the interaction. Let us know what you think about the players that we're going over with today. And Tyler's 200-point week.
Outburst.
And if you like the radio, we're also on Spotify, the Fantasy Red Zone. Tyler, before we go any further, I got a question for you.
Oh, shit.
You ready for it? You ready? Are you ready? Tank Dell and Mostert for Ridley and Ford.
Tank Dell and Mostert for Ridley and Ford. I do not want any piece of Ford. I would be like, dude, give me somebody else other than Ford. I would hang on to who was it again?
Mostert and Dell for Ridley and Ford.
I would rather have Mostert and Dell over, even though I think trading for Ridley right now is a smart move. Because, dude, like, he's going to do well. I mean, he looks amazing. I know, Jason, he almost broke his leg. You texted me.
I was terrified when I saw that. And then he was on the sideline playing Hippity Scott, man. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Take it back. Retract.
What do you call it? Hippity Scott?
Hippity Scott.
I don't think that's a real thing. All right.
Hippity boop bop.
That's not real either.
Hopscotch. Hopscotch.
Hey, what'd you tell him to do? Was that a question?
Yeah, I told him to not get rid of Dell or Mostert for basically Ford.
There you go. And what I am doing right now, this goes into my next thing. Huge trade in my league. I am trying to put Mostert and Kenny Walker for Christian McCaffrey. The owner is going to sleep on it. So let's hope I get Christian McCaffrey. And I'm just telling you, hopefully he is not watching this show. Trade away Mostert and and Kenneth Walker while you can. Look at Kenneth Walker's schedule, like starting in a couple weeks, dude. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Time to sell high.
Yeah. All right, Jason. Breaking news. You just told me. Let's go over it first. Mike Williams, ACL. We knew that he was going to be injured this year a lot. I just didn't think it was going to be for the entire year.
Yeah, I only got a few things to say to him about him, and that's we won't be seeing you no more.
Dude. Yeah, that sucks. I feel bad for him, man, because he's like, this was going to be his year with the new offensive coordinator. I was a Mike Williams believer, and then we saw it come to fruition. I was like, holy shit, dude. Keenan Allen even threw him a goddamn touchdown pass. Did you see that, Jason?
Yeah, he vultured a touchdown pass.
Oh, yeah, you're a Herbert owner. Now you got even more shit to worry about when you go against me and Jason. But
Well,
seriously, dude, I was really bummed to see Mike Williams get out.
I think people are always a Mike Williams fan, but what has been the one thing about Mike Williams is he gets injured every year, and now they went out and drafted Quentin Johnston.
His
Is
clone.
this going to be his time to shine? Is he going to get the opportunities now in this system?
So, would you spend more money on Quentin Johnston, Jason, or Joshua Palmer? Joshua Palmer, thanks to Austin Eckler, got me a couple double-digit games last year when I needed it most, and that was when Keenan Allen was out. But now we're going to see the opposite, with Mike Williams. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think you have to go with Palmer just because, Quentin Johnston's not really getting a lot right now. He's mainly getting like screen passes. So there's already a rapport with Palmer.
So I would go.
He had a touchdown too. But Mike Williams went out. Palmer had a touchdown.
That was the luckiest guy. Did you watch that touchdown, Jason?
Yeah, it was all according to plan, man. All according to plan.
I was like, fuck that touchdown, dude. You were lucky that he caught that, man, because that was underthrown. That would have been negative some points for Mr. Herb.
He already got me like 30, so I could have like here.
Yeah, and Herbert is looking like a great pick, Jason. But anyways, what were we talking about before that? Oh shit,
Mike Williams.
I would believe in Quentin Johnston. I think that with he was not part of the game plan. With a whole week of practice, maybe with the ones in the Mike Williams position, this is what they drafted him for with this coaching staff. I mean, dude, he's a first-round draft pick, man. So I'm super excited. I think I might try to trade Jerry Jeudy for Quentin Johnston.
I mean, this is the time to take the shot, right?
Yeah, it might be pretty stupid of me, though. When I say it out loud, I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know about that.
I mean, we just haven't seen much of anything with Johnston, but, first-round draft pick. They know going into the draft, they have to get a wide receiver because of what happened last year with the Chargers. And this is why they did it. Got to put him in there. All right, a lot Jason. Bigger and faster than Palmer, too. Sorry, go.
Oh, no, you're right. I mean, he was like a 6'5". That's what I'm saying. He's a clone. Palmer's more of like a 6-foot dude. Joe Burrow, Jason, is officially active for tonight. What do you expect from this?
I don't know what to expect. He's injured. Okay, I don't expect a whole lot. This is what Joe Burrow does every single year. The first quarter of the season, he does not play well. We are still in the first quarter of the season. I could see mediocre to average. That's about it. But after this, let's see some blow-up games, Burrow. Let's blow it up.
Dude,
throw it to Chase.
Yeah. Dude. Jason, how do you feel about Chase catching a touchdown tonight?
I think it's going to happen.
Me too. And I think it's going to be a short touchdown or something that a lot of yards after the catch. It's not going to be some deep bomb from Burrow. Because I'm not going to believe that Burrow can throw it down the field right now until I see it. And that is what his right calf, Jason, man. And it's like, dude, just imagine trying to push off. When you throw something, that's like one of your most important muscles, dude. So, I heard reports, Jason, about IR. So I don't know what's going on here.
IR? Oh, no. Don't do that.
Why? Dude, you dodged Burrow, Jason.
No, I like Joe Burrow. I want him to play. I don't want him to go to IR.
I was going to say, you were going to draft him, and then somebody took him.
I know. He was my, oh, crap. If Lamar Jackson was gone. Then they were both gone.
It's worked out
Herbert.
So far, dude.
So far, doing pretty well. So
that's how fantasy goes, dude. Anyways, Mr. Jason, my Puka Nacua is playing just like Sean McVay said he would I think he said that on Friday, expect him to play. So I have had him in my flex, and I don't even need him this week, but I'm starting him anyways. So anyways, I think that he's a smash here. I also think that Tutu Atwell, if you have him, he's going to be big time. I'm starting him in my 10-man league. So yeah, Jason, I think that Puka Nacua might just be on the injury report almost every week, but Kean continued to roll him out.
Is he going to be like the Tom Brady effect? Questionable for every game and then go out there and play.
I think Tom Brady was on the injury list for 8 years or something like that?
Yeah, 8 straight years, even in the offseason. He's still on it today as a non-player. He's on the pup.
And we're going to talk about this guy in a little bit, Jason, but just real quick, Christian Watson, again, did not participate in practice. Dude, this hamstring injury, even on a young guy like him, is lingering. So, this is just holding back, dude. It's like, I don't even know what to make of the Packers wide receivers. In the waiver show, I was like, which wide receiver is going to be this week? Is it going to be Dobbs? Is it going to be Jalen Reed? Then once Watson comes back, things are going to change a lot. I mean, I will be happy when I know what's going on with the fucking Packers.
Yeah, right now I think it's like a coin flip. And I think it's going to be that way even with like Watson comes back. Watson relies a lot on his speed, and when you have that lingering hamstring issue, you're not going to have that speed that makes you fantasy relevant.
Yeah, and Jason, I'm looking at this next one, thinking this guy is probably a good trade for Aaron Jones, dude. I mean, we saw how involved he was week 1, and the Packers are better than we thought. Jordan Love is a little bit better than we thought. So if you could trade for Aaron Jones, I think that'd be awesome. He was limited in practice today, so he looks like he is ahead of schedule. I mean, not ahead of schedule, but ahead of, Christian Watson, as far as coming back. So how do you feel about that, Jason? Would you like to trade for Aaron Jones while his value is low?
Not right now. No. No.
Or, the last game he played, he scored like 25 points. So maybe that owner looks at that and like, I'm waiting for 25 points again. And then Jason, this is the big one. I was waiting for Jahmyr Gibbs to go off the last couple weeks. Speaking of trading for somebody, I think that eventually you're going to be able to trade for Jahmyr Gibbs. Eventually that dude in our fucking league is going to have to trade Jahmyr Gibbs.
He's going to give up. He's going to have to give up. He's going to have to bury him 6 feet under because he's going to take him down.
Because I was going to say, dude, like he rejects all of our Jahmyr Gibbs trades in like 2 seconds, man. It must be on automatic deny. I don't know. And
it's set up on his phone that way. It's just reject.
But pretty soon, man, if you're a Gibbs owner, you got to be feeling the heat. David Montgomery was limited during practice today, so he is going to be coming back soon, Jason.
Yeah, how soon? He's got a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Did you get that information from the Huddle, that website? Did you read the whole thing where it said David Montgomery was limited in practice today, but there is no practice on Monday, so this is an estimate?
What the fuck, man? Oh, so it's an estimation? God damn it. Dude, they did this thing once before, and I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? Why would you even put this on your...
I know.
Who the fuck is... I like this website, but man, they just put everything up. They don't give a... Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, they're just like throwing it out there. He showed up to the facility, so he was limited in practice.
What the headline should be is, everybody on the Lions did not practice. What the hell's going on the Lions? Oh, there's no practice. Oh, okay, well, shut the fuck up. Okay. Anthony Richardson, Jason, might miss another week with the concussion, but we will see. I think that he will pass concussion protocol. He is becoming like as like the quarterbacks are performing this year, he's almost like a top 5 play already.
Yeah, I hope he comes back. I want to see him get some more rushes, some more rushing touchdowns. I want to see how he does with Pittman still.
Yeah.
Pittman is a guy that I am eyeing for, targeting, but he's on the guy who won't even trade away Gibbs.
Yeah. And then, Jason, again, another person to trade for maybe. Jalen Waddle. I think we were talking to a Jalen Waddle owner, and it's like, oh, maybe they would trade him. He's in concussion protocol still, but the team is optimistic about him playing next week. So that week was pretty crazy, dude, with A-Chain and Tyreek Hill and Mostert. I mean, Mostert caught so many passes. Like, does that go down with Jalen Waddle back? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then Jason, Becco Boy got injured. Did you see that? I thought I was going to trade for Olave and start eating W's.
Oh, they're so fatty though.
Dude, Jameis Winston, like I said, he's on the waiver wire show. That motherfucker will throw the ball. And look at his weapons this year. So and he gets Kamara back.
I would like to see what his percentage of aggression throws are on
99%.
His eyes just roll back behind his head and just throws it. You don't even care, man. He's
all Uncle Rico, dude.
He's like, I had 35 touchdowns. Yeah, but he also had 35 interceptions.
Well, all I heard was the first half of that. You know, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
Yeah.
All right, Jason. But anyways, so he sprained his AC joint. It's only week to week, so he has not even been ruled out yet. But I guarantee that fool doesn't play. So it looked devastating, but Derek Carr is going to be back. So
yeah, that was kind of that kind of sucked. I was hoping that we were going to get a full matchup of Battle of the Becco Boys, but yeah, he went out, and then Jameis Winston gave up a 17-point lead. Is that what happened? Yeah.
Dude, and I didn't see this. Jimmy Garoppolo, I didn't know he got a I knew he got jacked up, dude, and came back into the game.
Yeah.
But he got a concussion. Now he's in concussion protocol, and they're already saying he's not going to probably make a week 4 or so.
Yeah. Well, if you watch the game, you would probably figure that some of those throws, somebody had to be concussed to even throw it. Oh, it was bad.
I know it sucks because Devontae Adams, but you know what, dude? I got Devontae Adams, and I don't give a fuck. He overcomes any quarterback issue.
We'll talk about that too.
Yeah, I know. So this is pretty much it, Jason. The last thing is Patrick Mahomes. If you watch that game, I was looking at JJ Zacharias thing, and he's like, it is hard to tell how bad Mahomes is hurt because he limps after every play, dude.
He does.
But I thought that fool was like done, man. For a second, I was like, there he goes. Of course, man. Taylor Swift comes to the fucking game. They spend half the game looking at her, and then Patrick Mahomes. That's what happened, dude.
Yep. Didn't he roll his ankle in that game, or was it the week before?
Here we go. Satellite radio. It was this game, dude. He got rolled up from behind, but
yeah,
he was messing with his kneecap so much. I thought his kneecap was on the other side of his leg again.
That's funny.
No, don't worry.
Zachariah is funny.
All right, Jason. Let's get into our smashes and our crashes, unless I'm forgetting something.
I think that sounds pretty good to me.
All right, cool. Let's go. Let's start with what do you want to do? Smashes or crashes first? Last time we did smashes. What do you think? What's the best layout of the show?
Start of the week, right?
Oh shit, dude! Our starts of the week, Jason.
Yeah.
You first. Who was your start of the week?
Travis Etienne. Etienne phoned home.
I think he hit his projection, didn't he?
He went over his projection. I didn't. Ah, crap! I can't remember what it was, but 19 rushes for 88 yards, 4 receptions for 50 yards on 4 targets, but he had 0 touchdowns. You know why he didn't get a touchdown, Tyler?
Why?
Because a Tank Bigsby 1-yard touchdown. That is why. He took that from Etienne, and he took it. But yeah, so these are all season highs for rushing and receiving for Travis Etienne. He touched the ball a total of 23 times for a total of 138 yards. He averaged 4.6 yards per carry. He was second on the team in receptions, and his volume was the reason why he got 15 points in ESPN. It kind of sucked because late in the fourth quarter, he went out of the game, and I was kind of hoping a few extra points, but he looked good running, Tyler. He was explosive. He was breaking tackles. He looked good running the ball. Kind of made me want to be like, do I want to try and go get myself some Travis Etienne? But this shows here, it doesn't matter. If they're ahead, if they're a tie, if they're behind, Travis Etienne is going to be involved. Either running or passing, receiving. But, like I said earlier, it looked like that he went out in like the fourth quarter, and I kept checking all day if there was like anything on the injury report, but apparently he's fine. So there's nothing to worry about. Maybe they're just being cautious there at the end. It was kind of like a blowout. Or they're down by 2 touchdowns.
Do you know what I'm doing right now, Jason?
I have no idea. Tic-tac-toe with yourself, it looks like.
So these are our starts of the week so far.
Okay.
Jason, you missed on the first one. That was Jahan Dotson.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But then you hit on these. You hit on the next ones. That was Ramondre Stevenson, and now
Travis Etienne.
Etienne. So that was all Etienne. And I hit on Mostert, got that touchdown in the first game. Thank God. Otherwise, I've been screwed. I thought it was smash.
He got 11 points.
Yeah, and then I went Keenan Allen last game. He's super smash. Circle is super smash. And then I went Kenneth Walker this week. Super fucking smash. Walker.
There you go.
He got 2 touchdowns, 90-something yards.
Whenever you feel blue, Tyler, just stare at that chart.
Really? Well, yeah. But I want to keep track of this and make sure. What's funny is I've owned every single one of my starts of the week. So
that's a good team.
Yeah. Well, it's what I have confidence in too. So, but anyways, Jason. So yeah, Kenneth Walker was mine. So pay attention to our starts of the week. We are at least meeting. They are at least doing what they're supposed to be doing. We've only had 1 miss out of 6. Yeah, and that was on the game one. And I thought Jahan Dotson was a great start, dude. I was all, fuck yeah, dude. Jahan Dotson with McLaurin with turf toe. So
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
How is he so bad?
all right, Jason.
Well, what's yours? What's your start of the week?
Oh, that was my start of the week was Kenneth Walker. So he had 2 touchdowns. Sorry, I don't have the game pulled up right now. I should have actually had this going. But dude, Carolina was 31st against the run going into that game. So I was just like, yeah, okay. But the scary thing though, Jason, is I'm pretty sure I don't have the stats right now, but snap count percentage or snap percentage, whatever, went from I think what's his name? Charbonnet had 20% last week. He had 46% snap share this week, Jason. So the snaps are going in the opposite direction for Kenneth Walker. I think this might be one of his last starts of the week smashes for me.
Yeah, Zach Charbonnet had 9 receptions.
Did he really?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, 9 carries.
I was like, oh my god.
One reception. They both average 5 yards a carry.
There you go.
They both average 5 yards a carry. I think we are coming across after this episode, we are definitely going to know what players, what positions to start against certain teams, and it looks like we need to start the running backs against Carolina Panthers.
Panthers and Broncos, dog. And I do want to say Kenneth Walker caught 3 passes for 59 yards, and that was huge, man. That's over a touchdown's worth of points just coming from that. So it's and he got those 2 goal line. What's helping him right now is he's getting all the goal line carries. And but he hasn't looked super efficient, man. I'm waiting for some I don't know. Last year he was doing 70-yard rushing touchdowns on the reg,
Yeah, he hasn't got that yet. But the thing is going into this season, getting Zach Charbonnet, people were projecting Zach Charbonnet was going to be the goal line back and the passing back.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point.
And Kenneth is taking it all.
Jason, good job on starts of the week.
Thanks, man.
We need to build that into every single one of these.
I'm doing more than 50%. I'm 60%, 66%.
The hell does that mean?
I'm 2 out of 3.
Oh yeah, I know you're right. Good job, Jason. All right, man. Let's do our. What do you want to do? Smashes or crashes first?
Let's go through the smashes.
Gotcha. All right, first smash, Jason. Which I have. I took a picture of it, or at least on this, when we were talking last night on the telephone.
Yeah.
It was, you should know this dude. You kept on texting me about him. Now you have to pronounce his name right. Devon Achane.
Cousin of 2 Chainz?
Damn it.
No? Oh my gosh, this already imprinted in my brain of Achane. This is one of the most disgusting weeks of my life. Achane, he was rejected 5 points and he finished with 54. And Tyler, he was on my bench. He was on my bench. I saw 54 points from one guy on my bench. I wanted to puke, but this was a welcome to the NFL type of game. He was showing the NFL what he's made of. Tyler, in the first half, this guy had 9 carries on 67 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. This guy was already blown up. He could have stopped there and had an amazing game. His second touchdown was a design, no-look shovel pass from Tua. He wasn't even looking at him. He was just all, boop, boop. But the important thing is it was a design play at the goal line. That's huge. And his third touchdown, it kind of looked the exact same play. The point is that they're trying to make situations where one-on-one situations with Achane, because there is no player that's going to be able to tackle this guy one-on-one. His longest run of 65 or 67 yards was his 4th touchdown out of the game, and he reached 21 miles per hour, and that's the second fastest run this season. And this is this guy's first game, and he led the team in rushes with 16, which is crazy because if you watch the beginning of this game, you were seeing Mostert get majority of the carries, and you wouldn't even think about Achane. Then he came in and just blew it up. Now, what we said earlier, I believe you want to start any running backs against the Broncos defense. I think it looks like we're going to have a guarantee productive week at your running backs against the Broncos.
Dude. So, Achane, right? How much would you spend on him, Jason, if he was on our waiver wire?
I would put my house up.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the landscape. That's what I'm trying to say to people, dude. It's like, if you're thin on running backs, like 97% of people out there, because, of course, dude, after the year of the wide receiver, we're just like, there's just no running backs to be found, right?
Right.
I mean, I do have some of those late round hits, but there's barely any of those. So it's like, dude, if you could get this guy off of your waivers, like he said, he's available in 85% of waivers, not in ours. I would spend as much as you need to spend, dude. Like I said, I spent $77 on Puka just because I'm crazy sometimes. When you're sitting on that toilet late at night, man, the price just keeps on going up.
Yeah.
And I mean, the best chance of like league winning waiver wire players are in the beginning of the year. Your odds are going to go down as this goes on. And if you're in a 12-man league, just fucking spend the money, dude. So anyway, oh yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I do want to say, Jason, we're into this, rushing yards over expected and stuff now.
Yeah. Oh, his is probably insane.
Plus 104, and that is the most of rushing yards over expected by a running back in a game in the next gen stats era, and the third most by a rookie. Oh, that's the most by a Miami Dolphin running back in the next gen stats era, and the third most by a rookie in a game over that span. So,
Adrian Peterson has to be probably number one.
Who is?
Adrian Peterson. Didn't he break the rushing?
His rookie year.
His rookie year.
Yeah, his rookie year was fucking crazy. So, I bet you it was against the Chargers, Jason.
It was.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so anyways, like Jason, he was just the fourth time a running back hit 50 points in PPR since 2016. And now Achane is currently running back 4, Jason, in PPR.
He just shot up there. What else, man? This guy, all the rushing yards, all the receptions, 4 touchdowns. Dude, even when he ran that 67-yard touchdown, 21 miles per hour, he didn't even look like he was even trying. He looked like he was just like jogging. He was toying with these players out there, man. He looks like he's back in college. And he's just toying with these players.
Yeah, dude.
This is a guy that you gotta spend. You might have to sell a kidney, but do it to get this guy on your team.
Yeah, man. And it's like, do I see this continuing? We see Jeff Wilson Jr. It's like, dude, Mike McDaniels has been trying to fix this run game since he's been here. He drafted this fool like in the, I forget, second or third round. Yeah, dude. I would much rather have Achane. I think that if anything, Achane is on the rise. Mostert is on his way down. Especially Mostert's going to get hurt eventually.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I do want to say, Jason, he was on our, he was the number one pick for our favorite late round running back sleepers, because just his speed and his landing spot. And now you see what's happening right now. And then we might as well hit our next one, Jason. Raheem Mostert, who I started, he had 4 fucking touchdowns.
Who didn't score in this game? Yeah, he was projected by ESPN 12 points, and he finished with 41 points. How often, Tyler, do you see 2 running backs on the same team score over 40 points in a game?
Well, 45 points. It's the first time ever.
He in like PPR?
No, this is the first, in PPR. Because I know it was like 41 point something, but Raheem Mostert scored 45 points. Because that's where I saw the stat somewhere, and the crazy amount of shit that I watched. And it was, no 2 running backs on the same team have ever had a game where they've scored 45 fantasy points or more in PPR. Yeah. So it's like, is this ever going to happen again? No, probably not. I mean, maybe in 80 years or some shit.
I know, when we're long gone. He did have 3 rushing touchdowns, and he averaged 6.3 yards per carry. He had 1.78 rushing yards over expected per attempt. And I watched this game, and it's like the holes that the offensive line were they were creating was massive. It was like spreading the orange sea, partying the orange sea.
I think they're like 13th right now, the Miami Dolphins, and like win block rate or whatever that is.
Dude, there wasn't even a challenge. There was a hole on every single play. I could have gone out there and probably rushed for like 25 yards
I was gonna say you could probably went out there and stopped the run maybe a little bit.
on 25 yards on 22 carries.
Get
It would have
plugged the
been
lane.
a season high for me. You said this before, Tyler. He was second on the team with 7 receptions, and it's just basically he had a lot of volume in the ground and a lot of volume in the air, like we also saw with Achane. Was it? Did I say it right? Devon. I'm just going to say his name, Devon. I can't say his last name.
Achane.
Yeah, I mean, he got volume in there. He got volume on the ground. Both these running backs, they played pretty damn well. Start your running backs against the Broncos. But also, I'm saying, man, the Dolphins offense, you said it, Tyler, in your waiver wire, give me a piece of that offense.
Yeah, and so, but again, Jason, I am trying to trade Mostert and, Walker for Christian McCaffrey. But like I said, I mean, this is going to be, I mean, of course, it sounds stupid. This is going to be Raheem Mostert's best game. And their schedule really tightens up in the playoffs. But, dude, he had 7 receptions for 60 yards, man. Like, that's like fucking Jahmyr Gibbs numbers there, man.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, dude, like only 13 carries. But I do want to say, and I don't think this is going to change, Jason, is that Raheem Mostert is the goal line back for the Miami Dolphins until he gets injured.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Achane got some of his touchdowns at the goal line, too. There were some design plays at the goal line.
Yeah, but that was because, like, when I saw that, because it was all Mostert until I think it was Achane just had, like, a huge run, and then, like, then there was, like, a timeout. I forget what happened, but it's like I felt like they gave him, like, because, like, Mostert, like, went and vultured his long, like, after that long run. Then, like, right after that, they put Achane in. So I was like, they're like, at least they're giving Achane the work. But I don't know if that's like, that's like going to be their game plan moving forward. It's like a 50-50 split, or it's like, hey, let's get this guy going. They know that Denver's run defense is absolute shit. Like, give this guy confidence moving forward. And man, that game was so crazy to watch. I had the Vikings going on, Jason. The Vikings and the Chargers. And I was like, I cannot not watch this game.
Yeah, I know. I was very fortunate to have like 4 on my TV, and I was just like, I couldn't believe how they just get. Even when I was like, okay, they're done scoring, the backups are in. No, Robbie, the chosen one, whatever, had a touchdown. Then Achane just ran for another. I was like, dude, 70 points. This is crazy right now. Tyler also wanted to throw in there that that I lost my spot that I was going to talk about. And okay, right here. Was that some guy named Chris Brooks? Have you heard of him?
No.
Yeah, he also got in the rushing game with 9 attempts, 66 yards, and he averaged 7.3 yards against that Broncos defense. The Broncos defense gave up 350 yards, and they averaged 8.1 per carry against that defense. Yeah, that was just more of a Broncos defense looked like crap. It looked awful.
Dude, 9 of his 13 carries, Jason Mostert's, went for 5+ yards. So it's like every time he touched the ball, he was going like 10. It was, dude, oh my God. Mm-hmm. This is going to be one of the craziest fucking charts you'll ever look at. Again, go to nextgenstats.nfl.com. It's fun to do it. You should do it too. All right, man. So like I said, if I was a Mostert owner, I would be capitalizing on this week and trading him unless, I don't know, dude. I would rather trade Walker over Mostert, but I feel like I need to add Mostert to get CMC.
Yeah. I think it's hard to say no. It's hard to say no to those 2 players for CMC, right?
Dude,
especially after a week like this.
Especially they're going to be like running backs 1 and 2. So shit.
I know.
It's like, I'll give you the top 2 running backs for Christian McCaffrey, dude. Here you go.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Next up is, who do I have? Oh, we talked about him earlier. This guy is a Baco boy, Jason. He is from Bakersfield, the asshole of America. Jordan Love.
Yeah, the battle of Baco boys here. Let me find him on my little page. Where did I have him at?
He's throwing touchdowns.
Yeah, he was projected 14 points, and he finished with 23. He had 44 attempts in the game. He only completed 50% of them. and that is minus 8.9 in completion percentage expectation. That's not pretty good. But one of the good things is that he averaged 11.8 yards and tended air yards. So most of his throws were going past, was 10 yards, was going past the sticks. That's good. But the most important stat for Jordan Love is that 9 rushes for 39 yards and 1 touchdown. He led the team in rushing. But
Dude.
the Packers can't wait to get Aaron Jones back.
I was going to say, trade Aaron Jones, man.
He vultured a 1 yard touchdown. I just lost my thing. Okay, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about with him. First 3 games, 22 points, 20 points, 23 fantasy points. It's not pretty, Tyler, but he's getting it done. He's getting it done right now. He was actually the guy that you're trading for, has him as his number 1, and he drafted him to be his number 1 quarterback, and he's putting up 20 points a game.
The guy that I'm trading, what?
The guy who owns the player that you're trading? Sorry.
Oh, I was like, man, I should throw in Anthony Richardson instead of Raheem Mostert then. Fuck.
So, yeah, he's got Jordan Love.
Yeah. Man, but I remember looking at the stat, Jason, I was like, oh, Jordan Love, man, he got some good points. And I was like, 260 yards on 44 attempts. And it was 22 for 44. He completed 50% of his. And then I'm looking at this completion percentage above expected, negative 8.9%. So it's like, man.
It's an echo.
So you can tell. So he is decent, right? The team that he is on is just, and he's got an offensive coach. Wait till Christian Watson comes back. It will get probably even better. But he's lucky he has all this stuff going for him. Otherwise, man, like if he was on the Texans, like what CJ Stroud is right now, I don't think I think he'd be scoring like 12 points a game. So
yeah, he's got good players around him that can support him, but the fact that he can also run,
yeah, that's a good point.
Is huge. And by doing this right here, right now, I'm like, maybe I need to focus on Aaron Jones.
I would bet if Justin Fields was on the Packers, man, Justin Fields would be kicking ass.
Oh, probably. Because he ain't doing it on the Bears.
All right. So, yeah, but how do you feel about Jordan Love? Like, if he was on your waiver wire, well, who'd you rather have, CJ Stroud or?
Stroud.
Who else is there? It's like a fringe quarterback. I don't really know, dude. It's been great. I haven't been like balls deep into the quarterbacks like I usually am because I've got Jalen Hurts and such.
Yeah, it's a relief of stress once you just get a like top tier.
Daniel Jones, Jason. Daniel Jones or Jordan Love.
What? Oh, or Jordan? No, Jordan Love all the way. Daniel Jones, who? Giants right now are like the worst team in the NFL. Like they have their offensive line sucks, and it just got worse by losing players last week. It's a fire sale. No, it's a barn burner.
Fire sale.
It's a fire sale. Cut them out.
Yeah, dude.
Go back to the minor leagues.
Anyways, well, yeah. I mean, Brock Purdy's getting you 22 points. Matthew Stafford's Geno Smith or Jordan Love. No, that's not even a talk. Yeah, I mean, we're down to the Baker Mayfield, Jason, or Jordan Love.
Jordan Love right now.
All right, so that's where our cutoff is then.
I think they're both putting up ugly stats, but Jordan Love is getting the points somehow.
I trust Jordan Love to get better. I don't trust Baker Mayfield to get better. Yeah. If anything, I think he's going to get worse. All right, Jason. Next up, how many more do we have? Oh, we got 2 more. Keenan Allen. My Keenan Allen, Jason. 2 weeks in a row he's on this list.
I know. He's something else right now. Yeah, okay, so he was projected 13 points, and he finished with 37. I expected a bigger rushing day from the Chargers because the Vikings give up 166 yards a game. But that didn't happen, and they could not stop Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen was able to do whatever he wanted to. Allen's separation that game, Tyler, was 4.8. I saw him so open, ridiculous. I bet Anytime Fitness was jealous. Ooh. Yeah, career highs in his receptions, his targets, and his receiving yards. This guy had a 90% catch rate Tyler. Baby Jesus. Praise baby Jesus. He went off.
I've got a stat about that one.
And he put up some insane numbers, and he just, well, not he, but the Chargers just lost Mike Williams for the year. So he's going to be even more of a vocal point for this team in this passing game. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to produce. And he's going to help my Justin Herbert produce.
Hopefully they all reproduce and make all kinds of football babies. Because we want to be playing this fantasy football into the future, Jason.
Well, that's what Phillip Rivers does.
Oh, shit.
He just produces.
And his teammate Cromartie. Remember Antonio Cromartie?
Yeah. He couldn't even remember all his kids' names on Hard Knocks.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, it was Hard Knocks. And then, Jason, Anytime Fitness, that's where you just have the key fob, right? And you just go right in?
Anytime. That no one even has to be working. You just go in.
I think I've gone in and drunk before and other things.
Right after a party.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
Yeah. I gotta work off this alcohol.
I feel like I can lift a fucking...
I don't need no spotter.
I just end up at the drinking fountain for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That couch looks nice. All right. Anyways, Jason, Keenan Allen, he had 20 targets and caught 18 of them. That is just the third time in the NFL history where a player saw at least 20 targets and caught 90% of them. Your boy, Terrell Owens, in 2000, we were not playing back then, but I do remember this next guy when we were playing, Brandon Marshall in 2008. I remember that game, dude. I was like, I got to get Brandon Marshall on my team.
Yeah, I think Terrell Owens was a 49er at that time. And then... But I think they set records for most receptions in the game during that time, too. First it was Terrell Owens, then Brandon Marshall for the Broncos, I want to say.
Yeah, it was Broncos.
So now Allen is among them. Some good company. I would not expect Terrell Owens because that he likes Butterfingers. But what we saw was rare. Let's just say that last week.
Oh, yeah. And then, so he caught 13 of his open targets, all of them, for 140 yards in week 3. Yeah, well, his 13 open receptions are the most by any wide receiver in a game in the next gen stats era. So, like, he was getting, like you said, Jason, he was getting open all the time. It's not like he was doing all these contested catches. He was just fucking open. And then, Jason, the Vikings blitzed Justin Herbert on 40 of his 50 dropbacks, the second highest blitz rate in a game in the 82, in the next gen stats era. And Herbert averaged 2.2 seconds per throw. That is the first time in a game he's gone under 2.4 seconds. So this is all plays into Keenan Allen just killing it, dude. So it was all quick.
Yeah.
The quickest release that Justin Herbert ever has had to do. And he had a career high plus 16% over completion percentage or whatever, over expected. So that game plan was amazing. And now without Mike Williams, that might be something that we see more of going forward.
That's just saying Keenan Allen was took 2 steps and is open. Separation 4.8, that's insane. That's crazy. He's not as fast as he used to be, but his route running.
Dude, JJ Zachariason was talking about those specific stats, how his route running was still good last year when he came back. And I was using that to pump people up on him. He was one of my guys, dude. Keenan Allen. I mean, I got him in everywhere I could. And now I think that he is a top 5 wide receiver in this offense right now.
Yeah, and you got him in the 4th round.
He's the number 1 wide receiver overall, I think, after this week.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
I think that's PPR. The only other person would be Tyreek Hill. I can't remember if Tyreek Hill's more. I would expect Tyreek Hill to have more, but there is a chance because Keenan Allen boomed that. It was like 30. I mean, dude, so many points last week and now this week. All right,
yeah.
Jason.
Yes.
Another one of my wide receivers, Davante Adams. Did you watch that game last night?
Yeah. Okay, so Davante. Yeah, I've watched that game. Davante Adams, he was projected 16, and he finished with 36.5. And this was just a vintage Davante Adams game. He wasn't beating anyone downfield. Yes, he did have that 32-yard touchdown, which was a bad decision and a throwing the ball into double coverage and a poor throw by Jimmy G. But Adam did things and caught the touchdown. Adam did things what Adam does. Sorry. He worked his way into the soft spot of the zone. He had 3 yards of separation and his average target was 10 yards. That's amazing. That's amazing. His catch rate was 65%, 13 grabs on 20 targets. And watching that game, I know at least 4 of those throws that were incompletions was due to Jimmy G. You're going to have games like this with Adams. This is just vintage Davante Adams, man. Just vintage Davante Adams, man.
I need to go through and look at all my wide receivers, but I'm like, dude, this is a top 5 wide receiver as well right now. So, I mean, I think he was drafted not as such in most leagues, not our fucking league, because he fell to me.
Dude, I don't want to talk about it.
But anyways, Davante Adams, Jason, caught 9 of 11 targets for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns on 19 routes against single high coverages. Adams has 2 more touchdown receptions, 10, against single high coverages than any other wide receiver since joining the Raiders last year. So, and then again tying into the single high coverage, Davante Adams has been targeted on a league high 38% of his routes against single high coverages over the last 2 seasons, and that is usually like the routes. I mean, I don't know why people are still playing him this way, but if you look at the list of people, it's like Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. So like the elite wide receivers always take advantage of this single high coverage, but that's what the Vikings were throwing at him, dude. And that fucking pisses, or not the Vikings. I was still on Keenan Allen. I was like, that pisses me off, dude. That our new defensive coordinator is doing that shit. So, anyways, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, he just makes it look so easy, and it does help when Jimmy G's throwing the ball 44 times a game because their running was inefficient. They can't run right now, so he's throwing the ball.
And knowing that stat, like I might try to get into I hope there's like some kind of database on teams that play certain defenses, because when he's going against defenses that run that a lot, that scheme, make bets, dude. Like get online, bet some money on that shit. All right, Jason, that is our smashes. Oh, going forward again, I think that Adams is a top 5 wide receiver along with Keenan Allen, Justin Jefferson. I mean, Jamar Chase is gonna have to be there sometime, right? And shit like that. Yeah. I don't know, man. Right now.
When is that going to happen?
Yeah, but I mean, so far Adams and Allen have been amazing. So, on to the crashes, Jason. Sorry to transition to my players to your players.
Yeah, this was not a fun week. You learn a lot about yourself when you have a week like this. How you're able to manage emotions. Us men, we just stuff it down. We just stuff it real down. Which do you want to do Bijan first?
Yeah, that was the plan. That's my plan.
Okay. Let's see. Let's relive this freaking Sunday's games. Oh my gosh, what am I doing here? I'm all over the place. Okay, so he was projected 16 points. The dude finished with 7. I watched this game. The Lions' defensive line dominated the game. They were quick to clog up those running lanes. Bijan Robinson didn't have really a lot of room to run. Doesn't help when you're not able to sustain drives and they're 4 for 14 on third downs. Desmond Ridder was sacked 7 times. It just looked awful. And Arthur's play calling is still so ridiculous. This guy is trying so hard to look cool. Him and his funky ass mustache, dude. He just pisses me off. Teams are not afraid of Atlanta's passing game, and the one way that you could realize that is because Bijan Robinson saw 8 men in the box 40% of the time. How do you have a rookie to beat 8 men in the box 40% of the time? Tell me. Not looking pretty, man. They're going to have to figure something out. If they can't pass the ball, Bijan Robinson might be going down quicker than I hoped. I would like. I don't like it. But
you said you wouldn't trade him to me, though. You were like, no, I don't want to trade you for Mostert and for Walker.
Yeah, I know. I still want to keep Bijan because he's going to play the Panthers again, Tyler. He's going to play him again. And the Lions defense, they look like they've actually improved. I mean, their last week game, I don't know what happened, but they were able to hold the Falcons and the Chiefs to under 20 points?
Jason, I was just going to point that out. The Lions, heading into week 3, have given up the 18th most fantasy points per game to running backs. For the Lions, that's fucking amazing, dude. And dating back since like late last season, their defense has been pretty good against running backs. So they're going to be like, after this week, they're going to be like in the 20s, in that category. So good for the Lions, but we have to change our thinking about starting, them being just like such a smash matchup for running backs.
Yeah, I mean, they only allow 2.2 yards per carry in that game against the Falcons.
That's fucking crazy knowing the Falcons, dude.
Yeah. And like some of the play calls, oh my gosh, dude, they just want you to like rip out your shirt, freaking Hulk smash.
Where are you gonna rip out your shirt, Jason? Where's your shirt where you can rip it out?
It's in the wall because I already punched it.
It's in the laundry.
I put it around my fist when I punched a hole in there, and then I just left it. Then I was gonna rip it out even more.
It's still in the wall from when I punched the fucking.
You gotta cover your knuckles when you're punching things. So I used my shirt. I was sweating, so I was glistening.
Anyways, a positive for Bijan, Jason. I don't know if you saw this. Percentage of running back rushes for the Falcons so far. Week 1, he was at 40%, and we're like, oh shit, dude, Algier is going to dominate. That's when you should have traded Algier, not you. I know you tried, Jason, but that's when people should have traded him. Week 2, he had 54.3%. That is 14% more. This week, he is at 58.8%, so he is up another almost 5% from last week. Jason, he's trending the right direction to take over this backfield and be like a workhorse. Maybe. If he gets to like the 60 percentages, like the 65, 70 would be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just the only thing is he only rushed the ball 10 times.
It's one of those things that are usually the Falcons are going to run the ball 40 times, and that's when it's more 50-50.
Yeah, they need to be closer in the game so they're not having to rely on any type of passing because their pass game does not look good. So they got to be closer, and they have to give the ball to Bijan Robinson more rather than just rush it 10 times. He could have 100% of the rushings, but if it's only for 10 times, IDGAF.
You don't give a fuck. But yeah, Jason. So how do you feel about how have you felt about being a Bijan owner so far? He was running back 6 heading into this week.
I mean, I liked it. I think he had he scored a touchdown this first week, and then he posted 127 rushing yards last week against the Packers. I think there's going to be games like this just because of the passing game. They're going to go. Arthur Smith has to go back to the drawing board. They have to realize you need to get Bijan Robinson the ball 20 times via running, via passing. He needs to get the ball in his hands. Even the times where they were breaking him outside, dude, he still looks so good, dude. This guy, God.
Well, Jason.
Okay.
So he's at Jacksonville next week. That's not the greatest running back thing. But then he gets at home against Houston. Oh, yeah. In the playoffs, week 1 at Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold. You got to hold the line.
Hold the line.
And at the very last second, bust out your spears and kill those charging horses coming at us.
This is where we fight. This is where they die.
This is where we die. This is where they fight.
Where we die. This is where they fight and we die on Apex.
All right, Jason. I've been thinking about trading for this next crash.
I know where you're going.
Henry. Dude, I am pretty afraid. But the thing is, Jason, I trust in Mike Vrabel to turn this shit around. I think. But it's very scary, dude. And plus, now he's got the most competition he's ever had behind him. What do you think about Henry?
So the first thing that comes to mind, Tyler, are these prime running back video that I came out with. I didn't come up with it. I came out with it. And but I also have you in the back of my mind, Tyler. You say this every year. You don't draft Derrick Henry for the summer. You draft him for the winter. You say that every year. You may not think about it, but I listen. This guy was projected 15 points by ESPN, and he finished with 2. He saw 7 targets in the first 2 games, where we're like, okay, they're really starting to get him involved in the passing game. This is great. 0 targets on Sunday. He didn't get any targets, no receptions. And he only had 11 carries for 20 yards. He averaged 1.8 yards per carry. So we do know the Browns are they're a top 5 defense in yards per game and yards per attempt and rushing. They have a very stingy defense. That's who they played this past week. So I was making a point that Bijan was seeing 8 in the box 40% of the time. Derrick Henry on Sunday saw 8 men in the box 54% of the time.
Fuck.
What is a runner supposed to do against 54% of the time, 8 men in the box? This was like a slap to the face to the Titans' passing game. Like, this was just no respect for the passing game at all. And until they do something in the passing game, Derrick Henry's probably going to see this for majority of the year. And because of that, it resulted in a negative 0.13 rushing yards per attempt. Henry needs to touch the ball more than 11 times to be effective in the game, because he's the type of player that wears defenses down. But if you're not giving him the ball 15, 20 times a game, he's not going to be able to wear them down.
Yeah, dude. And, I mean, that's a good point, dude. Anyways, what was I going to say? I had something really important to say. Oh, also, if the Titans continue to lose, man, there's a fucking chance they put in that Levi. God, I hate him. What's his name, Jason?
Will Levis.
Will Levis, man.
From Kentucky.
It's all gonna be shit. So
yeah, you don't want that.
Talk about not respecting the passing game. Let's keep Tannehill in here, but it's gonna be bad pretty soon, man. So anyways, let's continue on. Titans running back snaps. At the half, Jason, Spears had 18. Henry had only 7 at the half. But Tyjae Spears has outsnapped Derrick Henry in 2 of the 3 games this season. Henry's 2.0 point per receptions point total was the lowest of his career in a game where he had at least 10 rushing attempts. So that was his worst game as a pro, dude.
I think it's tough to see this in back-to-back games.
So would you try now? I don't even think I want to trade for him. I was going to trade for him. I was trying to trade for him last week, but now I'm like, fuck this, dude. Like, I need to see something before something happens, dude. I am scared.
Yeah.
But this is the time to but this is a chance to buy low, dude. Like, I would not blame somebody for trading for Derrick Henry, because you could probably get him for so cheap right now.
Yeah. You get him for the winter, and who's he playing the winter in the playoffs? Houston twice.
Dude, that's why I was gonna trade for him. Shit. I still might trade for him. Let's see what happens with this CMC trade. But I wouldn't. Would you trade Walker for him?
Dude.
Would you trade Mostert for him?
Mostert, yeah.
I might try to trade Mostert for him. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Jason.
Who's next?
Oh god, dude, another one of your players, man.
Garrett Wilson. Is that what we're doing here, Tyler? Is this just the make fun of me, throw me down?
Hey, you sent me these fucking names, dude.
Right when I picked myself up, I get thrown back down. He was projected 12 points, and he finished with 6.
It's not your
fault.
fault.
There's going to be many games where Garrett Wilson will underperform this year, and it's not his fault. He had 5 receptions on 9 targets, 48 yards. Those throws from Zach Wilson, they made me want to puke. They made me want to puke. It hurt the stomach. It's like I ate like a bag of cheese and I wanted just to throw it all up. It was not good to watch. He did still lead his team in receptions, yards, and targets, but those numbers that he produced were like bench player numbers. You want to see that on your bench. You don't want to see that on your starting lineup.
Did you start him?
Yeah. In my situation, I had to start him. I mean, he also was one of those things where I start him until, he had a touchdown in his first game, a touchdown in the second game. So it's like, well, I still got to play him because he's still having touchdowns. But the touchdown against the Cowboys, it was just a quick slant, and he was able to run it past the defenders for 70 yards. So that was more of a Garrett Wilson thing than the Zach Wilson thing. So when you see that and you see that you have Zach Wilson throwing the ball, it's now looking good. It was a matchup against the Patriots this last Sunday, and the Patriots made sure that no Jets player had any fantasy relevance. But Garrett did average 3.7 yards of separation. It's just Zach can't get him the ball. Zach cannot get him the ball. With that being said, I do want to say weather played a large had a lot of impact in that game because it was raining most of the game. But still, dude, you can even see the frustration on the Jets sideline over this game. Like it's not looking pretty.
No, it is not, Jason. I'm trying to look and see who would you trade him for.
I put him in our league that I'm like, I will listen to some trades.
Jordan Addison.
Dude, I don't know, man. I got this guy, Jordan Addison. He did the same as Jordan Addison. Right? He did the same.
Jordan Addison got 5 points this week.
Garrett Wilson outproduced Jordan Addison.
Would you have done it for Mike Williams before this last week?
Yes.
And he's only gotten like 4 and 8 points, and then he blew up this week. Nico Collins?
I have Nico Collins.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think I would. If I didn't have him, I think I would get it for Nico Collins.
That's fucking crazy, dude, to think about.
I think this will be the week.
Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown had a big game against the Cowboys. That defense didn't even matter.
Jeez, dude.
Michael Pittman?
Yeah, Michael Pittman. Would you trade him for Michael Pittman?
I think I might.
Dude, Calvin Ridley has scored 3 points and 4 points the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. And he had a touchdown drop last week.
Shit's
and
crazy.
Then this week, Jacksonville just did not look good at all. They looked horrible. They looked bad. The only good player was like Evan Ingram and Travis Etienne.
Dude, Deebo Samuel's wide receiver number 5 right now, but he is going to go down once Ayuk comes back. All right. Anyway, Jason, continuing on. So Garrett Wilson moving forward. Trade him if you have to, but you're going to have to bite that bullet, man. You might as well hold on. I would hold him for a while and see if they get a different quarterback. Look at the Vikings, man. We're 0-3. So who knows?
Yeah.
Dude? If that fool got Christian Kirk or Kirk Cousins, he would be back to like almost Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Give me Joe Flacco.
Yeah. We're wacko for Flacco.
Yeah.
All right. Justin Fields, Jason.
All right, Justin Fields. Let me just do a couple of switches here. Justin Fields, he was projected 17 points against the Kansas City Chiefs. He finished with 9. Fields didn't even reach 100 passing yards, and he did it on 22 attempts. So on 22 attempts, he didn't even reach 100 passing yards. This dude averaged 4.5 yards a throw. I don't know how that's even possible. How's the quarterback only average 4.5 yards an attempt? He did manage to throw a touchdown with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in that fourth quarter. That garbage time touchdown did help DJ Moore owners who played him. Fields did lead his team in rushing again, but with only 47 yards. This is not the Fields that we knew last year, what we saw last year, why people went out and drafted him high. He is not a good passing quarterback at this time. His completion percentage expectation for that game was 48, and he only completed 50% of his passes. His decision-making sucks, and he's blaming the coaches right now. He's not even taking accountability for his play. It is crazy right now with Justin Fields. It is nuts.
Yeah, I think a lot of shit's fucked up there, dude.
Yeah.
And we were on the phone last night talking about what is, expected completion percentage. Why is it so low? Because Jason, that 48% as expected completion percentage was like 10 points lower than any other quarterback.
It was insane. I had to double check to make sure this is what I thought it was, because it was so low.
And so that means the passes that he is going to try to complete are normally only completed 48% of the time. Which tells me, that could be coaching, but at the same time, dude, you watch it, and it's like he runs around and then makes those, he tries to just fit it in the tightest windows after running around, stuff like that. And Jason, you've sent me videos of easy crossing routes. Like if he just got rid of it immediately, he's got all these open wide receivers off the bat, but he likes to extend the play, and it's working against him.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but Jason, moving forward, I mean, we just saw that trade in our league. Justin Fields and whatever for Tua and whatever. I would not be. I mean, I would try to. Last year, I should have got this. I should have pulled up this information up, but I've been so busy today. Justin Fields, dude, like, was fucking terrible, and then all of a sudden he wasn't, and everybody wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, believe me, I drafted Cole Kmet. I understand this, and we are only 3 weeks in right now. So I think there is a world where Justin Fields becomes a fucking top 3 quarterback again.
I mean, that's exactly what could happen. He looks like garbage right now. He looks like trash. But he did that last year too, and then things really started to click. He started to get those 50+ rushing touchdowns, and that really spiked his points up. He had a 50-point game last year, right? Yeah, but maybe now this is what players are just trying to stop that, and maybe they're like, hey, try to throw on this because we know you can't throw. Your completion percentage is 50%. You make these terrible decisions. You have a bad offensive line. Maybe that also could be the case. But
if you have no quarterbacks and you're trying to get like quarterbacks off the waiver wire and like the ones we were telling you about are not there, like you missed out on CJ Stroud or something, maybe try to trade some of your other positions for Justin Fields and do not play him just yet, but for later in the season when he might click.
If you have him, you need to hold on to him.
Last one, Jason.
Things are not working out right now.
Yeah. Najee, one of my dudes, man, entering into this year.
Isn't this a tough one to talk about?
Well, yeah, and I do want to say, Jason, he was one of my dudes going into the year because I was getting him in the 5th round. Then by the time the draft came around, his motherfucker was like a 2-3 turn shit.
Yeah, that's very true. His ADP at the beginning of the year was definitely like a spot to get him 5th or 6th round, and then just people saw what Mike Tomlin did in the offseason with the drafts and free agency. Like, oh, they're gonna be playing a lot better, or maybe it's just Najee Harris. He was projected 11 points and he finished with 6. This was a game for Najee Harris to bounce back from his previous 2 games. Where he faced the 49ers and he faced the Browns run defense in week 1 and 2. And they're both stellar against the run. The Raiders, Tyler, are 27th in the league, giving up 138 yards per game. So this was a game,
dude. This was the measuring stick game.
This was it. So how do you do? 19 rushes on 65 yards, no touchdown. He averaged 3.4 yards per carry, and that's under his career average, which is already low at like 3.8, 3.9. Jaylen Warren looks like a better runner and also is getting the receptions. That's what made Harris so valuable was his volume, and now he's losing receptions to Jaylen Warren. Warren had 3 receptions on 4 targets. Harris did not bring in his only target. Then just like the eye test here, Harris looks like he lost all of his speed. But with that being said, week 4, he does play against the Texans. This could be another opportunity for him to play well next week against the Texans.
Yeah, and so, dude, this was huge for me, man. I wanted to know, and I also put a bet on because of stupid fucking... I hate Matthew Berry. But then I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot that Jaylen Warren is playing this game, and it's going to probably be, I bet you he catches a lot of passes. And it needed to be over 3 passes. He caught 3 passes. So I lost like $5. Stupid. Anyways, but yeah, Jason, I was saying I'm going to start fading the entire goddamn Steelers offense if they don't show up in this game. And I thought that Freiermuth looked a lot better. I thought that was pretty good. George Pickens looked whatever. We saw that Calvin Austin, my secret start of the week, finally show up a week too fucking late.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Najee Harris, I think I was talking to you on the phone afterwards. I was like, dude, this fool is so slow, and he literally just runs straight into the offensive line. I think I don't know, man. And
he just looks like a blob.
Yeah, and he gets tackled easy. So it's yeah, dude, you're big and you're strong, but why do you go down so easy? He had one great run. I think he might have got let's see, I bet you it was his longest run. It was right here. Oh, it was 17. It might not even been that one. I thought it was something else where he was trucking some fools. And I was like, dude, if you did that every time, you'd have 100 yards a game. What the fuck? It is
Yeah.
in you, Najee Harris. It is in you. So, dude, last year I put it all on the offensive line. This year, dude, I don't know, man. I'm just like, maybe Najee Harris. I should not. I feel bad for Najee Harris owners, but if I was a Najee Harris owner, I'd probably package him in a deal and try to ship him away, or I would hold on to him for better days because there are going to be better days.
Yeah. We'll see how he does against the Texans next week.
Dude.
Should be a good opportunity for the whole Steelers team, too, to stop relying on their defense so much.
Yeah, I know, dude. So, and then, yeah.
It is crazy to say, you know, we're talking about their offense being bad, but they are first in their division.
And they got to play the Browns again, man. The Browns have the best fucking defense, man. It's crazy. So, I would need to look at their playoff schedules and stuff before I start holding on to Najee or not, because at least you can still get name value off of him right now, and you know he's a number one back, dude. And backs are backs with a lot of volume are rare right now. So
yeah, and it's tough to watch too, just because you know I have Deontay Johnson on my IR right now, and I want him to come back to get those targets and receptions and at least one touchdown, right? But the offense looks like they're still struggling.
All right, Jason, we went a little too long today. Had a little bit too much fun. Hey, apologize for that. Thanks for Jason. You are the one recording, so thank you. That is the show. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription. If you are not already a subscribe, please, we need it. Once we get to 1,000, I think we can start, you know, maybe making pennies a month. That'd be amazing.
We could get a sandwich.
I could afford a donut from the fucking donut place. Jason, please send us out.
So last week, Tyler said Carolina was getting an upgrade with Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton threw the ball 58 times and had 361 yards and 2 touchdowns. I would say that is an upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
With that being said, we'll talk to you later.
This is the flip side.